All right, folks, welcome to the video. Anthony Special here with Hawkeye Traders. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to be taking a deep dive here into Visa, ticker V. This is a daily chart on the New York Stock Exchange. Want to point out this recent surge in buying volume with failure to follow through. So I have some concerns here that while we've taken somewhat of a correction, if we come through the close of that candle, we could very well continue lower. So let's just kind of zoom out a little bit here, take a kind of a broader picture look. You can see, here is, here's COVID, the COVID low, put in a low here. Back in October 2022, we continued to rally through, broke above this prior high, and that's really what we're sitting on right now. So this is going to be, at least in my opinion, a fairly pivotal area. And I want to bring this to your attention in case, you're a stock or options trader. That's the prior high, all right? And you can see we're just sitting on it. And this is a weekly chart. See, we've kind of walked our way back. We've had some surges of buying volume with immediate failure on a weekly chart, some surges of selling with some consolidation, followed by a bit of a push lower. But when I come to a daily chart here, you can see it a little more clearly. What I'm really focused on is this candle that populated on Tuesday of this week, August 6th. And I want you to notice here, we did not do anything super productive with all that buying volume, okay? Now, perhaps, we're going to get maybe the beginning of a bear market bounce, perhaps, okay? I'm not calling it that's what it necessarily is, but that may be the direction that we're heading. Okay? You can see we've kind of fallen back here. Right? We've created a bunch of gaps. We continue to make lower lows. We continue to make lower highs. So for me, it's, a little bit concerning when I start to sit there and go, well, this looks pretty downtrendish to me. I think this is key support as it did serve as a significant prior high on the weekly chart, but we didn't really get much follow through off of all of this buying. So for those of you who are traders of whether it be stocks or options, I want to bring this to your attention because the congruency of how this relationship between volume and price action occurs consistently, right? It doesn't matter what time frame, it doesn't matter what asset class. Volume and price action have this unique relationship, and that relationship ultimately drives the intent of who may or may not be pushing the market in a specific direction. Now, with all this buying, I want you to notice we probably closed in the lower 50 percentile of the overall candle. That's not very strong to me, all right? So with that being said, I do think that we obviously saw a bounce here, okay? I do think we have probably a somewhat firm downward trend line here in place. You can see we've touched it now a couple of times, just a little short there, cut the wick there. This seems pretty substantial. Now, we could very well work our way into this tightening zone, all right? But if we continue to see high buying volume and no ability to break these descending highs, I think we might be in for some more downward direction, because that's basically what the volume and price action is telling us, right? We got a little double top there. We got a little neckline here, okay? So these are all kind of what I would look at as key areas, all right? Whether we get a bounce or not, to me at the moment, it looks fairly unlikely. Which leads me to believe that really what transpires here at this significant prior high is going to tell a pretty important story. So, we could then start dropping back pretty quickly into some significant prior highs and lows. You can see we got a triple bottom down here, just slightly below 228. So if this buying here is unable to start making new highs, it may very well just be folks exiting their position, right? They may be short from up here, and the way you exit a short is to do what? Is to buy. So, it's very well possible that they saw this trend line push, they saw these key levels, same levels I'm identifying to you. Market took a push down and they exited those levels, whether it's managed funds, hedge funds, retail traders, whatever it may be. But when I see a huge surge in buying volume like that with no ability to push higher, it's quite concerning to me. So I wanted to just kind of dial in on Visa here in this short video, but I'd like to invite you to join me inside of a training webinar where I want to go deeper into the concept that exists between volume and price action, the relationship, understanding how they act within one another, and how you can use that relationship to become highly predictable within your own trading. Doesn't matter what asset class you're trading, it doesn't matter what time frame you're trading. The congruency of that relationship between volume and price action is very, very similar, if not identical, across the entire scope of the market. In fact, volume is the only leading indicator. So I'd like you to click that link directly below this video. Join me inside this training webinar. Let's go deeper into these concepts. Let's look at multiple asset classes. Let's look at multiple time frames. And let's really kind of get you dialed into removing probably most of the clutter from your chart and just focusing on what matters, and that is volume and price action. So I look forward to seeing you inside the training webinar, guys. Once we're done with the training webinar, I'm going to want to help you get these indicators populated up on your charting platform. From there, I'm going to grant you access to the Hawkeye Volume Mastery Series. This way, at your own pace, you can continue to educate yourself about this relationship and how you can use it to your benefit. I'll see you in that training webinar, guys. God bless, and have a beautiful day.